Once there were six blind men. They lived in a tiny village. One day they had a visitor. It was such a nice surprise. They had never had such a visitor. It was strange and new. The villager flocked to see it. It was strange and new. The villager flocked to see it. Uh, Even the six blind men were curious. They had heard the news too. There's an elephant here, Town Crier cried. What's an elephant? Asked the blind man. See for yourself, said the crier. Can't you see? Asked the blind man. We are all blind. I'm sorry, I didn't notice, said the crier. The blind man couldn't see. Their eyes didn't work. They used their hands instead. They wanted to see the elephant, so they went to see it. Some of the blind men had seeing eye dogs. The dogs led them to the elephant. Others had blind men's canes. They fled their ways along. They walked and walked. Then their canes lost something. It was big and hard. The blind man found the elephant. Is everyone here? Asked Nidhi, Naresh, Sripas, Ranjit, Govinda, Jitendra. We are all here, they replied. Let's see the elephant, said Nidhi. The elephant is a pillar, said Naresh, hugging the leg. No, it's a rope, declared Sripas, grabbing the tail. Nay, it's a tree branch, insisted Ranjit, fondling the trunk. It's like a big fan, Govinda exclaimed, feeling the ear. It's like a solid wall, Jitendra argued, crossing the belly. It's as solid as a pipe, said Nidhi, tapping the task. Each of them saw only a part. None of them saw the whole. Each of thought he was right. Each of them was partly right. They argued and fought. A wise man saw them. He decided to settle the dispute. What is the matter? Asked the wise man. Each of us sees a different elephant, they replied. Of course, said the wise man. Each of you is blind, so you see only a part. All of you are right, but you are only partly right. How can we all be right? Asked Nidhi. How can an elephant be all these things? How can an elephant be a pillar, a rope, a tree branch, a fan, a wall, and a pipe? You've read six truths. All of you are right, but each of you is only partly right. None of you knows better than the others. None of you sees the whole. You each see only a part, said the wise man. But you see all but you see the whole, master, said Neri. Therefore you're not blind. You see truly, you must be a seer. We'll call you the seer. But I'm also blind, said the seer. There much I do not see. What's on the other side of the mountain? I don't know. Can you tell me? I've never been there. You're right, master, said Nidhi. You're all blind. We each see only a part. One man doesn't have to be right. Many can be right. One answer may not be enough. The truth may be broad.
Okay, so what's the title?
The sixth blind man and the elephant.
Hmm. How many how many blind men were there?
Six blind men live in a village.
Hmm? Where did the blind men live?
They live in a tiny village.
Were the six blind men curious?
Yes, the six blind men were curious.
Hmm. What had the blind men heard?
They heard the news.
Okay, next page. What was the visitor?
The visitor is elephant.
The visitor was an elephant. And
The,
what
el-
color is the elephant?
the elephant is a gray.
Could the blind man see?
No, they couldn't see.
What did the blind man use to see instead of their eyes?
They need to see elephant to use their hands.
Uh-huh. Where did the blind man go?
They went to see elephant.
Okay. Let's move on to the next page. What did the blind man have?
Some of the blind men had seen eye dogs.
Mhm. What did the other blind man have?
Others are blind men's canes.
Uh-huh. What was big and hard?
Elephant is big and hard.
What are blind men's names?
Narish, Sribas, Ranjit, Govinda, and Jitendra.
Okay, next page. What is Nourish hugging?
Narish hugging the elephant's leg.
Uh-huh. What did Sribas grab?
Sribas grabbed elephant's tail.
Next page. What did Ranjit fondle?
Ranjit fondling the trunk, elephant trunk.
Okay, what did Govinda feel?
Govinda filled elephant ear.
What did Jitendra carries?
Jitendra carries elephant's the belly.
What did Needy tap?
Needy tap elephant tusk.
Okay, next page. Who saw the blind man?
The wise man saw them.
Why did the 6 men see only a part?
Because none of them see the whole.
Right, so they were all blind. And who is right among 6 of them?
All are right, so only partly right.
Okay. How many truths did the blind man express?
6 truths.
What do the blind men call the master?
They call the seer.
Good.